What's up, you guys? So welcome to episode 19, I believe, of the Lean Not So Mean Vegan series. Another great week I had this week, and I don't have a really long video for you guys, but we're going to discuss my body fat percentage. So I went to this local place in San Marcos, and they have one of those in-body assessment calculators. It's decently accurate. Of course, none of these are going to be crazy accurate, but it's a good tool to have to compare over time. So if I were to do this again, I'm probably going to do it again in about 3 weeks or so. I'm going to try and do it at the same time of day. I did it after I worked out. I hadn't had a lot to eat. I didn't drink enough water. I found that out on the test. But, so next time that I go in a few weeks from now, I'm going to go in after my workout in the morning and just kind of see how it compares. So I thought I would go through with you and just kind of discuss what was on the sheet and just kind of what we're looking at as far as my body fat percentage goes. So looking at my check-in from this week, I am still feeling really good. Things are going well, workouts are going well, and my nutrition's been great. I don't have any complaints. I'm eating, I'm tracking my macros right now, but I'm also eating like intuitively, just kind of aiming to hit certain goals at the end of the day to make sure I get enough nutrients, because I have found that a lot of the time whenever I eat more intuitively, I don't eat near enough, and then that comes to bite me in the ass a few weeks later whenever I'm crazy hungry, and then I just go overboard. So I don't know what it is. I'm still working on this whole intuitive eating thing. As you guys know, it's just a process. I learn as I go, and as far as this cutting series goes, I'm feeling really good. So looking at this in-body, at the very top here, we've got, of course, my height, my weight, the date, and then intracellular water. That's the water that's in the cells in your body, and apparently we want it to be about 60 or more. So I was definitely not hydrated on this day. I'm really bad about drinking enough water in the morning, so that's something to make note of. I've been drinking more water first thing in the morning ever since I got this test, so trying to make that a little better for next time. And then these numbers on here, it shows my weight, it shows my lean body mass versus my weight, total body water, so that's kind of interesting to see. And then this muscle fat analysis right here is my total weight. So as you guys can see, when I went in on that day on that scale, I was 142.7. Weight is not something that I put a huge emphasis on, you guys. Years ago, that was me. Like, that's all that mattered to me. I was defined by my weight. If I had seen 142, almost 143 on the scale a few years ago, I would have died. I probably would have gone crazy and dieted and done tons and tons of cardio. So it's neat to be able to get on the scale and just see a number. Like, it doesn't define my day. It doesn't define who I am. It just, there it is. It's just my number, or it's just a number. You know, it's cool to be able to have that relationship with a scale, especially coming from where I had in the past. So skeletal muscle mass, 61.5 pounds. Body fat mass, 32 pounds. This down here, the BMI, body mass index, 25. And from what I understand, that kind of measures me on the higher side. But as you guys know, I'm very healthy. I'm not overweight, but this is why the BMI is not a good thing to go by unless you are very overweight. And so if you have a good amount of muscle, you're going to weigh more. So if, say I weigh 143 pounds and then somebody that doesn't work out might weigh the same, but they have more body fat, it's not an accurate or a good way to measure health. Like I said, if you're severely overweight, it's something to kind of gauge by as you get healthier over time. But I've had a couple people tell me that their BMI measures way high, but they're super healthy and super strong. So they have a lot more muscle, so it measures higher on the BMI scale. Percent body fat, this is what I was most interested by. It measured me at 22.4% body fat, which I was actually surprised by this. I thought it was probably about 24, 25. I don't know. I have no idea what that looks like for my body, because I've never had it measured whenever I have this leanness, I guess. I got it measured a few weeks before my show on a different one. It was an older model. It measured me at 17, but I'm guessing that I was probably closer to like 14 at that time. So 22.4%, and that measures me as very healthy. So Looking at this little picture, you can see that essential fat for women is 10 to 13%. So you don't want to get in that range, honestly, because that's nearing the danger zone. But anything less than 10% is not going to be healthy for women long term. Athletes, so this is like Olympic level professional athlete body fat percentage, 14 to 20%. So whenever you're in social media world and people are competing, women specifically, they're measuring closer to the 10 to 13% range. So they're super, super lean. People are shooting for this body fat percentage when it's really, really not healthy in any way, shape, or form. So that 14 to 20% is like elite athlete level. That's a good amount. You can still perform well on that, and you're not getting down into that danger zone for your body. And then fitness. So this is still very healthy, very fit. 21 to 24%, so it looks like I'm falling in between there at this point. Average, which you can still be healthy, 25 to 31, but of course anything more than that you are wanting to get a little healthier at that time. So that's a good way to measure it. So if you are curious or if you've ever had these tests done, just know that anything between 14 to 25%, you're doing really, really well. So just keep doing what you're doing. And also the segmental lean analysis. This measures your muscle per limb. So looking at this, it was pretty cool to see that I'm decently balanced here. Surprises me. I thought that my dominant side would be a lot stronger. There's slight imbalance, but I think that's going to happen with anybody, but I'm just glad to see that it's not something crazy out of whack. And then at the I'm not quite sure what the ECW TBW is. It looks like ratio of extracellular water, total body water, important indicator of body water balance. As above in the intracellular water, he did say that my water level was kind of low that day. So over here on this right side, the basal metabolic rate. So that is a good estimate of where my BMR is at, and that would be if I were to just sit home, not do anything. So no working out, no walking around, nothing. So that's a decent amount of calories without even working out. So keep that in mind, you guys. Most people need at least this amount of calories just to survive. Crazy, like 1,200 or less calories a day diets for weeks and weeks and weeks and months, when that's almost the intake of a child. So keep that in mind if you are wanting to get a little bit healthier, especially if you're active. Your body needs calories. It needs fuel to help repair and actually grow your muscles. And the more lean muscle that you have, the more calories you're going to burn. The more calories you're going to burn over time. So it's just kind of, it all plays in on each other. Visceral fat. So that's the fat around your organs. That's the fat that you can't physically see. So whenever, you pinch your body fat, if you do the body fat pinch test, the visceral fat is internal, so it's around your organs, which is more of the dangerous fat. This you want to be 10 or under. So I was at a level 6, which is, he said, it's very, very good. I think between 3 to 7 is optimal. So level 6, looking good. So that's about the breakdown for you guys. And like I said, it's quite interesting. Body fat isn't something that you want to, just like the scale, you don't want to define yourself by your body fat. But if you're going to go by anything to help you make long-term progress, try and get your body fat percentage measured over just focusing on the scale, because that's going to be a better indicator of your overall health. The scale sometimes might not even change. My weight has been in the 140s for quite some time now, but I can tell you right now that my body fat is lower now than it was at the beginning of the summer. So I am really interested to see over the weeks how this changes, and I will update you guys as I go along, and I hope this has been helpful for you guys. If you have any questions, leave them below. I'd be happy to answer them in any way possible, and that's going to be it for this week's update. So I hope you guys are having a good day, and I will see y'all in the next update.